When we begin learning Verilog, one question almost everyone has: am I writing software or am I actually building a hardware? Because Verilog looks similar to C. But here is the reality: Verilog is not executed like software, Verilog is interpreted as hardware. And today, to really understand this idea, we are going to learn one of the most fundamental topics in Verilog: modules and ports. Trust me, if you understand this topic clearly, your Verilog foundation will become very strong. Now let's start with the most basic question. What exactly is a module in Verilog? A module is the basic building block of a hardware. It is not a function, it is not a class, it is not a software file. Think of module like a real IC chip. A real IC chip has input pins, output pins, internal circuitry. Similarly, a Verilog module has inputs, outputs, internal logic. And just like a real chip, from outside, we don't care how the circuit is built inside. We only care about what goes in and what comes out. Now, a natural question comes here: why can't we write the entire design in one big Verilog file? Technically, yes, you can write, but practically, that approach fails because large design becomes difficult to understand, very hard to debug, and almost impossible to reuse. That's why hardware designers follow something called hierarchical design. We break a big system into smaller modules and then connect those modules together, just like Lego blocks. Module declaration. Now let's see how a module is written in Verilog. Let's understand every keyword here. The keyword module tells the tool, here a hardware block start. Module name is simply the name of this hardware block. Port list represent the pins of hardware, the inputs and the outputs. And end module tells the tool, this hardware block end here. These three things are mandatory: module keyword, module name, and module. Everything else depends on what kind of hardware you are designing. Now, beginners often ask this question: why can't we write a module inside another module? Because hardware doesn't work like that. You don't design one chip inside another chip definition. Instead, you design chips separately and then place and connect them. That's why Verilog allows module instantiation but not module nesting. Now, what are ports? Let's talk about ports. Ports are simply the pins of a module, just like USB ports, charging port, HDMI port. Ports are the only way a module can communicate with the outside world. You cannot directly access internal logic of another module. This is exactly how real hardware isolation works. Types of ports. Input port. Input ports receive signals. They cannot store data. They cannot drive signal because an input pin only observe what is coming from outside. Output port. Output port send signal to the outside world. If the output is assigned using a continuous assignment, then a wire is enough. But if the output is assigned inside an always block, then it must be declared as res because procedural blocks imply storage behavior. In-out port. In-out means bidirectional, used in things like data buses, shared signal lines. We use only wire here because multiple driver may exist and arrays cannot support that. Default data type trap. One very common beginner mistake is this: ports are wire by default. So if you want storage behavior on an output, you must explicitly write output range. Now imagine this clearly. Inside the module is one world, that is called internal world. Outside the module is another world, external world. Input port rule. Inside the module, an input must be a wire. Outside the module, it can connect to either edge or wire. Because inputs don't store, they only connect. Output port rule. Inside the module, output can be edge or wire. Outside the module, it must connect to a wire because output drive net in the external world. In-out rule. In-out must be wire on both sides because bidirectional buses need multiple drivers. Now module instantiation. This is called module instantiation. Instantiation means creating a physical copy of hardware. Here A1 is one adder, A2 is another adder. That means two adder in a real hardware. Not function call, not execution. This is real hardware duplication. Hierarchy. This hierarchical access is used only for simulation, debugging. It is not synthesizable. Real hardware doesn't allow you to pick inside chips. Port connection method. Ordered connection. In ordered connection, order matters. One small mistake and the wrong signal connects. Named connection. In a named connection, names matter, not order. That's why this method is more readable, safer, and industry standard. Let me summarize everything in one clear sentence. Module describe hardware blocks, port describe physical connection, instantiation create hardware, nothing is executed. If this video helped you understand Verilog better, remember this line. You don't run Verilog, you build it. Subscribe to Logic Verify for more concept driven VLSI explanation. See you in the next video.